In 1972, a psychologist at Stanford put a marshmallow in front of a 4-year-old and walked out of the room. The rule was simple. Don't eat it, and when I come back, you get 2. Most of the kids ate it within seconds. We love telling this story because we think it's about children. It isn't. Because right now, today, there is a version of that marshmallow sitting in front of you. A nicer phone, a night out instead of a deposit, one more episode instead of sleep. And the part nobody says out loud is this. You are still that 4-year-old. We all are. Your brain was never built to think about the future. And once you understand why, a lot of your life starts to make sense. So let's talk about it. Here's the strange thing. You know what's good for you. You know you should save. You know you should sleep. You know the workout matters. The early night matters. The boring decision matters. Knowledge isn't the problem. If knowledge was the problem, no one would smoke, no one would be in debt, and everyone would floss. So if you already know, why is it so hard to actually do? The answer is that there isn't one you making the decision. There are 2, and they want completely different things. Picture it like this. There's a version of you that lives right now, this second. He's tired, he's a little stressed, he wants the thing that feels good immediately. And then there's a version of you that lives in the future, 5 years from now, 10 years. He's calmer, he's got it together, he's the one who benefits from every hard choice you make today. Here's the problem, only one of them is in the room, and it's never the future one. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called present bias. Your brain treats a reward you can have right now as enormously valuable, and a reward you'd get later as almost fake, not less valuable. Fake, like it belongs to someone else, and in a way, it does. Brain scans actually show this. When you think about your future self, the you of 10 years from now, the part of your brain that lights up isn't the part that thinks about you, it's the part that thinks about a stranger. Sit with that for a second. When you skip the savings, when you blow off the plan, when you choose the easy thing again, you're not betraying yourself. Your brain literally doesn't think it's you. You're letting down a stranger, and it's a lot easier to let down a stranger. And notice, this isn't only about money, it's everything. The cigarette is a reward now, the lungs are a stranger later. The extra hour scrolling is pleasure now. The exhausted morning belongs to someone else. The hard conversation you keep avoiding, the checkup you keep pushing, the relationship you're coasting in, every one of them is the same shape. A small comfort handed to present you. A bill quietly forwarded to a person you've never met. Your whole life is basically a negotiation between these 2 people, and usually only one of them got a vote. Now, here's where most people get the story wrong. They think this is a willpower problem, that if they just wanted it more, tried harder, white-knuckled through it, they'd win. But that's not how the brain works. And here's why. This wiring isn't a flaw, it's a feature. For almost all of human history, the future was a coin flip. If you were a human 100,000 years ago and you found food, you ate it now. You didn't save half for next Tuesday because there might not be a next Tuesday. The animal that grabbed the immediate reward survived. The one that thought long term about a future that might never come died with a full pantry and an empty stomach. So your brain isn't broken. It's running ancient software, perfect software, for a world that no longer exists. Because here's what changed. Stay with me, because this is the part that actually matters. In the old world, the future was uncertain and temptation was rare. You couldn't find a marshmallow on every corner. Now, it's the exact opposite. The future is more predictable than it's ever been. You can genuinely plan for 30 years from now, but temptation is everywhere. It's engineered. It's in your pocket. Think about what that means. Every app on your phone is a marshmallow. Every buy now, pay later button is a marshmallow. Every notification, every feed, every one-click checkout, it's an entire industry built by people who understand your present bias better than you do, and they are using it against your future self. This is basically the same mechanism as a slot machine, the exact same one. Immediate reward, random schedule, zero friction, and your future self, the stranger, pays the bill. So no. It's not that you're weak, It's that you're a 100,000-year-old brain living in a world specifically designed to exploit it. Here's what this looks like in real life. You get paid on Friday. By the math, you can afford to put away a little. Nothing dramatic, just a little. And your future self desperately needs you to. But Friday, you isn't thinking about 30 years from now. Friday, you is tired. Friday, you had a long week. And there's a dinner, a sale, a small thing that would feel really good right now. So you tell yourself the line we all tell ourselves, I'll start next month. And here's the cruel part. Next month, you say it again. Because next month, you is also a present-biased brain making a present-biased decision. The plan to start later is always made by a future self who never actually shows up. He's always 1 month away, forever. That gap, by the way, the difference between starting your saving at 25 versus 35, on average, it can cut your final number nearly in half. Same person, same income, same effort, but one decision made by the same tired Friday brain, just 10 years sooner. The math doesn't care that it felt like nothing at the time. Okay, so what do you actually do with this? Here's the part most people skip over because it's uncomfortable. You can't out-willpower this. You will lose. Every single time you rely on trying harder, you're betting a strategy from the future against an instinct from the past, and the past always shows up first. So you don't fight the brain, you trick it. The trick is to make the future feel like now, to drag that stranger into the room. There's a study where it showed people digitally aged photos of themselves, their own face, but old. And those people started saving more immediately. Why? Because for 1 second, the stranger had a face. The future stopped being an idea and became a person, someone they recognized. And here's the part I really want you to stay for, because it flips everything you've been told about discipline. It works in reverse too. You add friction to the immediate reward. Make the marshmallow harder to reach. The credit card that's not saved in the browser. The app that's deleted off the home screen, even though you'll reinstall it. The junk food that simply isn't in the house. You're not relying on discipline in the moment. You're removing the moment entirely, because discipline isn't about being strong when temptation hits. Discipline is about not being there when it hits. The people you think of as disciplined, most of them aren't fighting some heroic internal battle every day. They've just quietly arranged their lives so the battle never starts. They didn't win the war on willpower. They refuse to show up for it. And that's a choice anyone can make, including you tonight. But there's something deeper here. Something underneath all the tactics. Every single day you are voting, not in an election, in something more honest than that. Every small choice you make is a vote for who you become, the workout you skip, the early night you take, the dollar you save instead of spend. None of them matter on their own. Not one. The savings of a single day means nothing. The single skipped workout means nothing. That's the trap. Because each one means nothing, your present biased brain says, skip it. It won't matter. And it's right. It won't matter. Today. But you're not living one day. You're living 10,000 of them. And the future you, that calm, capable stranger, he isn't built by one heroic decision. He's built by 1,000 tiny votes that each felt pointless when you cast them. The marshmallow kids. Here's what the researchers found years later. The ones who waited didn't just have more self-control. They had better lives by almost every measure. Not because waiting for a marshmallow is some magic skill, but because the thing the waiting represented compounded over a lifetime. So let me leave you with this. Right now, somewhere in your future, there's a person waiting on the decisions you're making today. He's not a stranger. He has your name. He has your face. He's going to live inside the consequences of every small vote you cast, the ones that felt like they didn't matter. The only question that's ever really in front of you is whether you're going to keep eating his marshmallows. He's waiting to see what you decide.